I hope it's not Rocio. Yeah, it's Rocio. Hey, Rocio.
Yeah, where are you?
Welcome and welcome back to my channel, guys. It's Mazungu Pebbles. Thank you for stopping by. How are you? So this is going to be a quick video. I'm on my way out the door and I thought, hey, let me just drop something for you guys today because I didn't have a chance to do it yesterday. So a lot of people have already covered I am Marwa in the closet. Addressing his concubine, Rocio Cabrera. And then he pretended as if he was addressing reactors. And his little idiots, his little fools, his little jackasses, who are his subscribers, were there cheering him on. Oh, yes, Marwa, those reactors. No, he was talking to his concubine when he was addressing, oh, we should not discuss family. Family should be off limits. You don't see me coming here talking about my family. You don't see me doing all this stuff about my family. Liar. Marwa, you talk about your stepdad and how your stepdad was the one who put your eye out. Literally, you told us he was the one who caused you to be blind. You sat there on the side of the house 5 or 6 years ago and you told the world that your stepdad was an evil stepdad. He didn't like you. He treated you badly. And your mother left you with him all the time because she was always busy somewhere else. According to you, you said she was going to school or at work or something like that and she left you with him, and the mean machete man beat you all the time and did all these horrible things to you. You came out here and you told us this. Now, if I cared about my family, honestly, I wouldn't tell anyone that. I would keep it to myself. I would take it to my grave, Marwa, but you said that. Don't forget the time when you talk about your Uncle Mo. You told us that he's a thief, that you left him in charge of your stuff at the villa. And when you came back, he stole your things. You told us he wasn't a good person, that he was lazy, that you gave him job. You gave him money to start a business or to start on his own, and he ate the money. You told us all about him. And don't forget your beloved brother, your dear brother who you love so much right now, Marwa, who you're showing the world, this is my younger brother. We love each other so much. We grew up in such a happy family and we love each other. Don't forget how you told us that your brother is a scammer. And he said that he would never have love for you because of how you treated him. Don't forget that he told us that you arrested him, called the cops and got him locked up, and you told us don't give him money because he is one of the biggest scammers in the village. We never forget, Marwa. You told us all these things. So you sitting there telling people that, you see me, I don't talk about family. It's not just your family that you spoke about. You spoke about other people's family as well in that village. You don't keep your mouth shut. Your mouth is like a diarrhea, Marwa. You talk and you talk and you talk. So please do not stay in that closet and lie. If not, all those gum boots are going to fall on your head one day and knock you out in that closet. And someone please explain to me, why is it that Marwa has such a big villa and he chose the closet to go into to do his lives? I'm not understanding. Someone, is there a reason? Is that the only place that has lighting or good lighting, Marwa? It doesn't matter where you go to get good lighting. You're looking very old manish. I'm sorry. And I'm saying this because your people come over here and call me old, so I'm going to call you old. You look horrible, Marwa, compared to a couple of years ago. I don't know what it is. But over the past year or two, ever since you met Madame Parasite, you started to look horrible, and many people will agree with me. Maybe it's the hair. I don't know what it is, but Marwa, you age so fast. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say, Marwa. You need to fix yourself up, man. Fix yourself up and get out of that closet. That's a woman closet. Why are you up in there underneath the Rocio panties? She can't even come in the closet to get her Stay Free maxi pads. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So he just went in there to rant and rant, and I think many people covered most of the things that he said yesterday in that closet, and I'm not gonna go over it. Or a couple days ago he did that video, not yesterday, a couple days ago he did that video. Now yesterday him and his concubine were pretending as if they were good. Oh, we're fine. Oh my goodness, look at me and my nice wife. Oh, my wife, my wife, my wife. And I realized that many people believe that Marwa is actually married. He's not married, guys. Many people believe it because he refers to her as his wife. Many people believe that that's his real wife, when that is not his wife. He will never marry you, Rocio. He will never, ever marry you. He said so. A video came across my screen a couple days ago, and it was a video of I Am Marwa and Coco Boy and Coco Girl and Deem Wango. I guess when that crew were friends and together and all that, and they were visiting Marwa at his mother's house. And there was a conversation going on about something about why he is single. I think that was the topic in the video, where he was talking about why he is single. And he was explaining, and he explained in detail why he remains single and why he will never get married. And he even used an example. He said, for example, if I have a child with a woman, that woman will want to take everything that belongs to me, and I'm not giving a woman anything that I've worked so hard to achieve in life. Imagine she comes along and she has a child for me, and next thing you know, she wants to take everything. So Marwa has this fear, Rocio, and you should have watched these videos before you went to that village. This is why I do not feel sorry for what is happening to you right now, because the only thing that you were interested in is his net worth. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't Google, the things that you were supposed to Google. You just wanted to see how much money he was making and pulling in and all of that. And that's when you fall in love. But he went into detail, to discuss this in that segment with Coco Girl and Coco Boy and all of that. And, well, I was not surprised, because everything that he's doing right now, it's spelled out in that video. Everything that he's doing right now. How he decides that he's not going to get married, even though he has a child with this woman. He also said that he wanted a self-sufficient woman. He didn't want a woman who is going to rely on him. His previous girlfriend, I guess, who was Bo, didn't want to work, and she said she prefers a man who takes care of her. And he was not interested in that. He also said he wanted a woman on his level. And so he assumed that Rocio was on his level before he went to Argentina, because he said previously he met a girl who had a lot of money. Well, not had a lot of money. She owed a lot of money for student loans and stuff like that. Some pretty girl who he met in Europe. And after he realized how much money she was owing in student loan, he decided he didn't want to be with this girl. So when he met Rocio, I think they both sold each other lies at the same time, because she was pretending to be a successful singer, like she had, her own stuff going on. And he was telling her, hey, I'm this wealthy guy from Kenya. I can do this for you. I can do that for you. And so she believed in it. And they both lied to each other. It's not just one-sided. I think they both lied to each other. Because if you listen to that segment, he basically said he didn't want another girl who was poor, who didn't have anything for herself. Yeah. And Rocio didn't have anything for herself. She didn't. She was trying to be well-spoken and, brought on all this, oh, I'm so educated and I'm so talented and I'm a singer and I sing all over the world. So that's what he thought. And so perhaps that was one of the reasons why he wanted to bring her to Kenya. Even though Marwa would have brought anyone to Kenya. He lies a lot, you know. Sometimes you don't believe what he's saying. As long as you are Mzungu or Mzungu looking or mixed and you have a certain hair texture and a certain color or whatever, he was desperate for a woman to bring to Kenya to show off to the villagers. So that's one of the reasons why he brought her there. But he will never ever marry her. Never marry her. So she can stay there and cry all she wants, you know. And as Coco Boy said in that video, that sometimes you spend so many years wasting your life away with someone who is not really in love with you, and you just continue to waste those years. It's best that you get out while you're young versus wasting all those years and get out while you're old. See, Coco Boy got out of that relationship with Coco Girl and moved on with his life. So Rocio, you can sit there and continue to lie to yourself that this is love and that this is going to work. We all can see that, darling, this is not going to work. You are wasting your time.
You don't long try work out the relationship, or how long you go try work out the relationship. How much effort and things they go put in, you alone try to work it out. The other party not try to work it out. The other party I give a peer sign because they don't want to let the relationship done. But you sit down and try to work it out. And you know why left because people are going to say this and people are going to say that. Oh, sit down and stress on yourself and but people are living for them happy life and best life. Give you advice. So you sit down in a relationship, but you count years. And you know why left because you did it a long time and what people are going to say. Stay there worry about body count and make people we are live for them happy life. Have something to say in your life where you are go through the stress. You saw your maga? You saw your stress? Stop count years and go and go move on. The man know why you, the woman know why you. What you gonna do? Force them for why you? You sit down how long and try to work it out. Sit down and stress because you want to left but you're afraid to left because what people are going to say. Stay there, build up your experience with the man. Because job experience in the pan. But put it on one job or one school and put it on your resume, make it look bossy. Go put it in the experience somewhere else. Because when you ready write your resume, you don't have no experience, but you sit down in a relationship 8, 9, 10 years, 7 years. How much in years I try to work it out. After the first 2 years, the man change, the woman change, you still there, I try to work it out. But what is? You sit down and worry about what people are going to say, move on, the person don't want you. You just saw the people them start get disrespectful, I tell you all kind of things. Sit down and wait till you get physical, no? Sit down and get physical, wait till you get physical. No peace of mind, no nothing. You're not happy none at all. You know, still say you're not happy, you sit down and try to work out relationship and the man and this man and woman don't want to work out nothing. You still try to force them out. You force them to tell them, say, yeah, this them want. Stay there. Think it's gonna work out. Stay there, man.
So yesterday they were back to playing Dollhouse. Yes, and I will say Dollhouse because this is what they do for their subscribers for the 1 or 2 hours that they are online. They pretend as if their life is perfect. And as we know, Rocio can't hide her feelings. And yesterday it was obvious that even though they were playing Dollhouse, pretending as if their life was perfect and they were back together and everything is happy-go-lucky, and he didn't mind all the ish that she said and it wasn't directed to him. Perhaps that's what he's telling himself in his head, want us to believe. But we all knew that it was directed to him, and we all knew that what he said in that closet was directed to her. But, you know, yesterday Rocio's face was still screwed. She was forcing her laugh. Everything was just being forced for camera. The entire segment was being forced for camera. And the matter of the bed made it worse because he went back for the bed yesterday. Guys, what type of bed is that? Someone please explain to me. Is it a baby bed? What type of bed is it? Look at the bed head. It has a miniature bed head. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. But Rocio, Marwa is frugal. What type of bed you thought this man was going to buy? So everyone was in his comment section yesterday telling him about this bed, how bad this bed looked, that it's not a bed that is suitable for the villa. It doesn't scream luxury. He should have asked Rocio to make that purchase. And many of his subscribers are upset that he's shutting her out from making the decisions in the home. And this should be a clear sign to Rocio that if a man does that to you, it means that you are not truly his wife. Regardless of how many times he called you his wife per day, you are not truly his wife. He doesn't allow you to make any decisions in the house because to him, that is always his house, Rocio. He says it many times, over and over, my car, my house, my this. And even Rocio, she says the same thing sometimes. She says, my house. They don't have a togetherness. It's never ours. It's always my. She says my, he says my. But at the end of the day, we all know that it will be Marwa's and Marwa's family. Even if Marwa passed on tomorrow, it will not go to Rocio. It will go to his family. I'm sorry, Rosie. I hate to break it to you, darling. Save your money. Save your money and buy yourself something in Mexico. Or save your money and buy yourself something in Argentina. Do not waste money in that village. It's useless. It makes no sense unless you're planning on reselling it. If you're going to buy it from one of the drunks, because it appears that this is what they're doing. You buy land from the drunkards and then you resell it to foreigners for, $10,000. So you could make a quick $7,000 or $8,000 or $9,000 because you're going to buy a piece of land for $1,000 and you sell it for $10,000. Marwa has acquired more land, and as we all know, Marwa said that, hey, he wants to own the entire village. So soon him and his family will own the entire village. And I don't understand. Maybe it's a huge village. I don't know how big this place is. Maybe it's a huge village and they can afford to sell some pieces of their land, and if that is the case, then I see absolutely nothing wrong with this. But if it's a small village and these villagers are selling out their land, I feel sorry for them. I don't know what's going on and why they're doing it. And how is it that it's so easy for Marwa to find land when just recently, when foreigners were, saying they were interested or whatever, he kept saying, oh, it's cost $10,000. You can't get land here for less than $10,000 and it's difficult to find land. But whenever him and his family needs a piece of land, it's very easy for them to find a piece of land, and they find that land for cheap. Anyway, his excuse for buying, or not excuse, but his reason for buying this land, according to him, was for his horses. And one of the other hot topics in his video yesterday in his comment section was when Marwa said that, hey, I'm buying horses. I'm not going to tell you guys how many horses I'm going to buy, but 2 of them are trained and 2 of them are not trained. And people began laughing because we can't believe this guy is such an idiot. I'm sorry. He's just a buffoon. I don't know what to say. Like they said that this guy was good in mathematics. How the hell you were good in math? And you don't know that 2 + 2 is 4. But you didn't want to tell us, but you're telling us. I strongly believe that something is wrong with this man's head. So now this guy, he's buying 4 horses. Say 4 horses from South Africa, and each of those horses, I remember when Marwa told us all that the horses cost about $10,000 each. So you're telling me that Marwa dropped $40,000 on horses immediately after he built Grandma's house. Chicka ching ching! I told you guys. Charity pays off. Charity pays off, because anyone who can easily drop $40,000, and this is a man who complains that he's always broke, no matter what. He has no money in his pocket. He complains 24/7. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. I have no money. But he has money to pay $40,000 for horses plus transportation. Imagine, guys. Imagine. So someone sent him $100 to give to Goko, Grandma, or whatever you guys want to call her, for upkeep. Because one of the things you have to realize is that, the charity and the begging and the helping never stop. Even when you build these people houses, you also have to continue their upkeep. You also have to keep sending them money. These people will never be self-sufficient to help themselves. This is not an old woman. She's a young woman. She's probably in her 40s. And I think one of the things that, is striking to many of us is that, if you keep sending your money to Africa and thinking that you're building Africa, you're really not building Africa. You're building a bunch of lazy people. You're building a bunch of people who will continue to beg. You're building beggars. You're building people who will be dependent on foreigners to send money for them nonstop. And it continues.
Every successful economy in history has developed through entrepreneurship and trade, not through handouts, no matter how well-intentioned. The sooner we stop treating foreign aid as a sacred cow, the sooner we can start focusing on what actually works: economic freedom and policies that empower people to build their own futures. The first step towards a prosperous Africa is to eliminate what's poisoning it: this toxic aid that has created a parallel economy most Africans are locked out of and diverted our resources away from productive activities. Only then can we build the Africa we know is possible, where ambition is rewarded, dignity is preserved, and prosperity is created for our own efforts rather than the misguided kindness of strangers. Africa doesn't need more foreign aid. It needs more freedom. When I travel across Africa, I don't see sustainable prosperity created by aid programs. Instead, I see the destruction of local markets and the creation of dependency cycles. Consider what happens in our villages.
Mayugno has really tried. See YouTube, guys. YouTube, those who take it as a joke, that is their problem. Those who see this light, okay, they will have it. You, Mayugno, now you are a rich man.
You know, these are the things that he was basically saying on camera, and people are thinking that, okay, perhaps it's YouTube money that is building it, not thinking that it's donations that's building it. And Mayugno is also extending, even though he is not finished building his house. He is extending. He's extending. And this one person left a comment and says that if that house stood there for 3 years and should have been he should have been concentrating on finishing it rather than expanding. Apparently Mayugno is expanding it to be bigger, and this person is really upset in the comment section. He's saying that Mayugno is not only destroying the beauty of the house, but he doesn't see the need for Mayugno to be building such a huge house. Why does Mayugno need such a huge house? And like I said in my previous clips, that Marwa tells these people, build big. People will send donations. Just build a big mansion. Mayugno doesn't have a bunch of children and a bunch of wives. So he already has a house, but he's building another mansion off donations back. So how are they teaching these people to be self-sufficient? They will never be self-sufficient, because who will maintain this mansion? The Westerners. Foreigners. They will continue to beg. They will continue to manipulate people. They will continue and pretend to be sick to get money, to be starving to get money. This is what they do. YouTube is building the house, yes, but it is through begging by the way of the YouTube channel. We have seen it, you know, with a lot of the YouTubers in the village. Everyone wants to be rich through donations from the Western world. And that's what I'm talking about. Aid to Africa is one of the most debated topics in development studies. It can help in emergencies. But listen, when it becomes the main way of life, there are serious downsides. When aid continues for a long time without an exit plan, what do you think is going to happen? It then creates dependency, of course. As we have seen in the village, where the youth no longer are interested in farming the land. You know, they want to drive fancy car, BMW. Look at Vidi Jr., whatever his name is. You know, the first thing he thought about buying when people started supporting him was a BMW. Because he wants to be like Marwa. He wants all these fancy, expensive things, even though he didn't have a roof over his head. And they want all these things, these wealth, through donations. They are no longer interested in farming any land, doing any sort of hard work. They want soft life, and they want soft life now. You see, once people become accustomed to handouts from the Western world, a culture of expectation is always going to set in. Villagers now see outsiders as providers rather than them seeing themselves as creators of solutions. And this is where the begging never stops. It becomes like they expect this, and it is now normalized. It's the difference between giving a man a fish and teaching a man how to fish. Marwa spoke about this in his Closet Live. He said that many of the youths are using YouTube as a way to get sponsors, and they shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing this. You guys, this is not what YouTube is for. But Marwa, let me ask you this. Who taught all these youths in the village to beg? You did, because this is exactly what you do day in and day out, and we have been talking about it over and over and over. We have been saying, Marwa, you need to stop begging. You make enough money on YouTube to use your own money to do some of the things that you need money for, but instead you continue to beg. Remember when Gitriba was building his house and what you said to Gitriba? Build it big, Gitriba. Build a big house. Money will come. People will build it for you. You will get donations. People will donate. And it appears that Gitriba doesn't really know how to beg like the others, because his house is still there looking like a little shed, because he doesn't know how to beg like the others. You have to be good at it. You have to be able to lie. You have to be able to pretend as if you are so broken, you are so destitute for these things, like what Daniel did. You know, apparently Daniel was not even living in that house that he was showing, but he showed it to people in the Western world because he wanted pity. And of course these people pity him because they look at him like, oh my goodness, this is such a young guy, he needs help, look at him, he's on the dirt floor. And I truly believe that he was sleeping on some dirt floor until someone outed him and said, no, Daniel sleeps in a nice bed in a comfortable house, perhaps not something fancy like grandma's house, but Daniel was not suffering the way he was making believe, as if he was suffering. And it worked. It worked because look, he's making a big house now. And instead of building a little one-room house, no. Daniel says, I want a 3-bedroom, big mansion, just like grandma. Because I am now a rich man. And Marwa is now even calling him a rich man. And see, this is how these people become like dependent on, you know, getting aid from abroad. They become lazy. This is just breeding a bunch of lazy people. You know, I even heard Marwa told a group of Mazungus, I think it was a year or two ago when they were in another country in Africa, when the man asked him, how do you just use YouTube to accumulate all this wealth? And Marwa said, well, all you need, you know, all you need is just 10 good sponsors. And they will send you $500 to $1,000 each, and that's all you need. You know, every month you're getting a lot of money. That's all you need. So Marwa, you can't sit in your closet and tell these boys that no, this is not the right way. You should go out there and use your camera and work hard and make content, and people will support you by watching it. That is not true, Marwa. You know that is not true, because you get all your help from begging. You beg day in, you beg day out. Just the other day, you were just out there begging for solar panel when you was supposed to be paid from Google, you know, in a few days. But you still went out there and decided to bother the people in the Western world and beg them, because you become so dependent on these people to support your habit, to support this wealthy life that you and your concubine wants to live. That is the issue, you know. And I'm sorry, Marwa, you telling these boys, it's too late for you to be telling these boys that they should not be begging and they should not rely on donations. You know, I agree with you telling them that, but you know that, hey, that is not going to help them. I'm sorry, it won't, because they already saw the pattern that you have already created in that village. They already saw the patterns that you have already created in that village. Now let's get back to grandma and this $100 that Marwa took to her, that someone said that they will donate to her once every, I think for 6 months straight, once per month. Now, Marwa decided, you know what, he's going to take the transaction fee from this money because he's too cheap to pay a couple dollars, you know, for transaction fees, which is crazy, because if someone asks me to send money to Jamaica, I don't even charge them the transaction fee unless it's huge amount of money where the transaction fee is going to be over $50, you know. That's just how I am, but not Marwa. He is too cheap to spend his own money. Remember I told you guys, it's always donators' money that he is willing to spend. His money stays in the bank. So he took the money to grandma and decided that he's going to split it and give some security, 7,000 Kenyan shillings, and then give the grandma 5,000. But if I am sending $100 to support this woman for 6 months, remember I tell you, these people are going to rely on donors for the rest of their lives, because she's sitting up there like, miss, go buy some chicken, do something, build a chicken coop, buy some chicken, and start your own business so you don't have to depend on people from America. So anyway, why do they need a security guard? Why? This makes no sense. They spend all sorts of money to build these high walls, build a gate, have all of that security. Why is it that they need additional security guard? Now, do you really believe that the security guard is going to sit outside that house at night in the cold and watch that woman's house? This boy is just getting free money. And see, once you're just giving away money like this, he's not really working for that money. That is free money. He's going to keep wanting to beg and beg and beg and beg for more. This just makes no sense. And this is the bad habit that Marwa has. If you send him money for someone, he made the decision what he's going to do with that money, and that is not fair. It is a bad habit, but no one can tell Marwa what to do with his money. Isn't that strange? But he should tell other people what they need to do with their money that they're sending. If someone sends a woman $100, give the woman $100. Marwa, stop taking the money from the woman and giving it to other people. That is not fair. If you decide that you want a security guard there, then you should take your money from your pocket and pay that security guard. That is crazy, and a lot of people were upset about that. It's really a lot of wasted money that they're using, to be honest, because honestly, I feel like they don't need a security guard to watch that compound. Even, also, I just want to mention that, did you see the look on the grandma's face? Didn't even look like she was grateful. Imagine, someone is sending you money, this person's probably a poor person from America, but they're dipping into their pocket, feeling sorry for you and sending you $100. And this woman didn't even look grateful. Like the look on her face, like, woman, what is it? I am sorry. I see you grinning up when you're with Priska Spaghetti or whatever her name is. Listen, I see you grinning up when you're with her, and someone just sent you $100. Marwa translated in Swahili to you, so you could have just fake a smile on your face and wave your hand and say thank you in the camera. But you didn't. If I was that donor, I wouldn't send you another dollar, because one of the things that I dislike is ungrateful people. And I don't see this grandma as a grateful person. I'm sorry, guys. And this is what I meant when I say the help is now expected to the point where people forget to be grateful. This is just what I discussed earlier in this video. Anyway, guys, I am sorry. I made a full 30-minute video this morning, and it got cut off some way, somehow. When I tried to upload it, it was only 17 minutes, so I had to redo the latter part of the video. So it appears that Marwa is having hot water problems again, and I just saw this video, so I'll add this on to the end of my video. And he is blaming all the plumbers that he hired because of this. But I think that Marwa likes to cut short corners, and as a result, this is, the result from doing that. Like, he likes cheap labor. This guy does not want to hire professionals, like real plumber, real professionals. If someone comes and say, I can do this for a shout out, then guess what? Marwa will give them the job for a shout out. Now what type of plumber are you going to get for a shout out? It's going to be something we call a bush plumber, okay, like how you have a bush mechanic. So it's going to be like a bush plumber, and I think that is what is happening with him and his water issue. Now he thought that he was going to have hot water in his house, but instead The hot water system is leaking on top of the roof, running down through the windows, as he mentioned. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. He is there calling the people in Nairobi to come back. He said those people stayed at his house for 2 weeks and they need to come back because he paid them. He will only pay for their transportation, but they need to come back and fix this issue that he is having.
I hope it's not Rocio. Yeah, it's Rocio. Hey, Rocio.
Yes, where are you?
I'm at my Huguenot's place.
You notice that whenever he's doing a live video, she comes on camera. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. If she's calling, baby, you need to eat, baby, you need food. But now she didn't know that he was doing a video. And so the first thing that comes out of her mouth was, where are you? Just her, the tone of her voice. This girl is like so annoying. Apparently, Marwa was showing Dee's friend, the light skinned girl, around, and I think perhaps a lot of people were leaving comments in the comment section that she should Marwa should take this girl on as a second wife, and perhaps, who knows, Madame Parasite now sees a light-skinned girl that looks pretty. She's threatened because, remember, she doesn't have any like confidence. Like, this girl, I don't know, she must be have low self-esteem to believe that every single woman is going to be after Marwa and she's going to lose him to other women. So, she wanted to know exactly where he was. Just the tone could tell you that off camera, she is not a nice person. I just wanted to add that.
I think the guys cannot close. I will show you where is the water coming from. Very hot water.
Yeah, it's very hot because, those plumbers, they did. So I call a plumber. Should I call a plumber?
I think so. Let me.
And the plumber was here. These people, guys, the people I don't trust so far, plumbers.
Guys, go take a look. But what was up with the bush in his nose? I can't with him. This is why people love him, though. This is why people love watching him, because his videos are literally hilarious. His videos are real life things that's happening in a village, like a village life, village setting. This is why he gets so many views. Look at how many people watched him. 10,000 in 1 hour. How many YouTubers do you think gets 10,000 views in 1 hour, one short hour? Not many YouTubers. So he's obviously doing something right. And that is a comedic script for his audience. People love this kind of stuff. They crave this kind of stuff. There are many people who say, hey, they can't sleep if they don't watch this guy because it's hilarious. People love to laugh. They love silly stuff. And he is silly indeed. Anyway, guys, I just had to drop that in there for you guys to see or hear. Okay? Bye. I am thanking you for spending your time with me and watching this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe as always. And hey, see you guys in the next one. Ta-ta.